Hi everyone, I'm Vanessa Curaika and I'm going to talk about the Cold War. The Cold War was a war between two world superpowers, the United States of America and the United Soviet Socialist Republic. They had different beliefs on how to rule their nations and also had different economic systems, capitalism and socialism. The United States feared that the Soviet Union was spreading their socialist beliefs among other countries, and Russia kept fighting against capitalism. So it all led to the so called Cold War. Some important dates from this war are the Berlin airlift in 1948, in which Western countries delivered food and supplies to the city of Berlin through the air because the Soviet Union had blocked all the ground routes. The next one is the Korean War in 1950. It happened when the North Korea invaded South Korea. The North was with the Soviet Union, so the United States decided to support the South in order to not let it spread communism on that area. Cuba Missile Crisis in 1962. The United States discovered that the Soviet Union had installed nuclear arsenals in the island of Cuba. John F. Kennedy demanded the withdrawal of the weapons, and after 13 days, the Soviet Union agreed to remove them. In 1957, the Soviet Union launched the first artificial satellite into space, the Sputnik. And in 1969, the US sent the first man to set foot on the moon with the Apollo 11 mission. But what does Cold War really means? According to the Cambridge Dictionary, Cold War refers to a state of extreme unfriendliness existing between countries, especially countries with opposing political systems, which expresses itself not through fighting but through political pressure and threats. As said before, one of the main reasons for the Cold War was the different political systems, capitalism and socialism. According to Ayn Rand in 2000, capitalism is a social system based on the principle of individual rights. Politically, it is a system of laissez-faire, equally freedom. Legally, it is a system of objective laws. Economically, when such freedom is applied to the sphere of production, its result is the free market. The economic system in which individuals or corporations own land and means of production. Capitalist societies encourage competition and personal profit. Under capitalism, the state is separated from economics, just like the state is separated from religion. The so-called father of capitalism is Adam Smith. On the other hand, there is socialism, that, according to Hoyt Alia, true socialists advocate a completely classless society, where the government controls all means of production and distribution of goods. Socialists believe this control is necessary to eliminate competition among the people and put everyone on a level playing field. Socialism is also characterized by the absence of private property. The idea is that if everyone works, everyone will reap the same benefits and prosper equally. Therefore, everyone receives equal earnings, medical care, and other necessities. It is commonly believed that Karl Marx was the one who came up with this idea. He gave the basic structure of it, but it was actually Vladimir Lenin, the true architect of this system. I made a written interview to my father in Spanish and my brother translated to English. What countries were the world leaders during this period?
The US and Russia.
Why did countries who were allies during the wars become enemies afterwards?
They became enemies because the US didn't agree with the leadership of Stalin and also with their economic system, socialism. And Russia resented America because they didn't treat them as they thought they deserved as a legitimate part of the international community, and also because their economic system, capitalism.
Where did the Cold War take place?
It doesn't have a specific place since it wasn't a war that included military intervention.
What opinion did the general public have of the Cold War?
People wanted peace between the both nations, and they wanted the UN to be the one to accomplish that.
What type of weapons did the two world powers have at their disposal?
Nuclear arms mostly, but also missiles, submarines, and aircrafts.
In conclusion, I think this war was kind of inevitable because everything pointed toward this. Of course, it could have been avoided, but we will never know. It wasn't as devastating as other wars since it wasn't a war that involved actual fighting, but I think it caused more than just human lives. With the economic systems, I can agree or disagree with none of them. What I can say of them is that they caused a big war, and they were actually the principal cause of this war. I'm just glad that it is over, but the sad thing is that the war itself hasn't finished yet. There are many countries still fighting other type of wars.